Selamat sejahtera everyone, it's abangnic here and today we will be reviewing Batman Arkham City.
I know, some of you wanted me to review Little Nightmares 2 instead, but I don't have enough money. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel so that YouTube can start giving me money. Okay, thanks, bye!
Anyway, Batman Arkham City! The main antagonist in this game is Hugo Strange, who is working alongside with Quincy Sharp, and they want to create an island to isolate bad guys inside, which they named Arkham City. So villains like Joker, Mr. Freeze, Harley Quinn, and a whole bunch of evil people were captured and thrown into Arkham City. The only problem is, some innocent people like Batman were also thrown in because Hugo Strange knew Bruce Wayne's identity and wanted to get rid of him. So you have to play as Batman to find out who is behind Arkham City and stop Protocol 10, which is Hugo Strange's big evil plan while fighting crime along the way and eventually getting the hell out of Arkham City. Okay, but Abang Nick, what did you like about the game? First off, the map was well designed. I felt that it was neither too big or neither too small. It was just nice for a player to move around and it was tailored towards Batman's movements. Moving around was easy and I enjoyed swinging around the city as Batman, and you will hear me say this a lot, but this game makes you feel like Batman. It even got to a point where I ended up playing Batman like Spider-Man because I enjoyed swinging so much. There wasn't a part of the map that was empty. Wherever you go, you had something to discover, be it side missions, Riddler trophies, bad guys to fight, or people to save. You had something to do wherever you go. However, I have a huge rant about the map. You see, there is this place in the map called Wonder Tower, and Wonder Tower is the tallest tower in the map that is a very notable landmark surrounded by this huge ass wall like the Great Wall of China. And if you were given a mission at the other side of the map, which mind you it happens all the time, you would have to go around the wall instead of having the choice to fly across it, which makes the distance a lot more further than it should be. Like, okay, I get it, it's a restricted area, but I'm sure it would be fun to experience flying across the wall and having overpowered villains shooting at you non-stop while you fool around with them and try to hide from them, rather than just slapping the Great Wall of China there and telling the players that they can't go across it. Like, come on, at least give us a solid reason why we can't fly across. This made my traveling experience feel lazy and sluggish. I also feel that this is one of the many ways the developers decided to make the game unnecessarily longer. Okay, rant over. The amount of details in this game is also a lot. Like for example, you can see here that Batman's suit becomes more torn and worn as you progress through the game. The animators and designers also did a great job with the characters' facial expressions and how they look. There were also many Easter eggs for you to discover in this game, like for example the Abramovici twins from the USSR, who were once conjoined twins but cut off to become Mr. Hammer and Sickle, which is why you see that they lost one arm each. But get this, one of them is holding a hammer and the other a sickle. Talking about details, did I mention the sound design in this game was great? You could hear so many elements as you fly around Arkham City attempting to attract the player to get there, like the ringing phone or this man sobbing. Even when Catwoman uses her whip, the sound makes you feel like a naughty boy. And oh my gosh, the sound design during combat is so good. Batman's punches were so heavy and punchy and you can feel the impact as you land a hit on the enemy. And when you successfully take down an enemy, my gosh, it gets even more satisfying. Just watch this clip as I beat down an enemy. The sound design in this game had successfully made me immerse myself in Arkham City and makes you feel like Batman. Or some say Yip Man. This brings me to my next point. Combat. The combat in this game was great because it gave the players a multitude of ways they can attack someone. You can choose to attack your enemies head on, or you can hit them from above. Don't want to get your hands dirty? Use your gadgets then. Don't want to use your gadgets? Use your enemies to attack your enemies. Don't want to use your enemies? Use your surroundings. Throughout the entire game, I died a lot, but each time I died, I am forced to be creative, and more often than not, it is by using a gadget or changing my pathing route. The game also has more than 10 different animations when you take down an enemy, so you won't feel bored during combat. However, for PC players, you might have a hard time in combat. It is not easy to land a combo up to 60 hits if you're playing on PC, whereas console players just get to mash their buttons to get that combo stack. Combos are extremely vital in this game as they help you deal more damage onto your enemies. There is even a Steam community that discusses about the ideal key bindings for your keyboard to help you have a perfect free flow combo. But just letting you know, I managed to complete the game without rebinding any keys, so it is possible, but it can give quite a challenging experience, especially if you didn't play the game for long. The boss fights in this game though was okay, I guess, but it becomes repetitive after a while because they all carry the same concept. Take for example Solomon Grundy, which is the first boss you will encounter. You basically need to destroy these 3 fire pit thingies on the ground to weaken the enemy, then beat him down, rinse and repeat until you kill him. That was basically the idea behind the rest of the boss fights in this game. However, there was a boss fight in this game that truly makes you feel like Batman. Mr. Frieza's boss fight, which is in my opinion my favorite boss fight because it tests your knowledge on everything you could do as Batman in the game. Here is why. You can only use one skill once because Mr. Freeze is too smart and can figure you out.
Wait, can't I just sneak attack him twice?
Tak boleh, Abu. Mr. Freeze tu orang bijak, mahasiswa University Malaya. Dia tahu bila hang nak guna taktik sama. Faham? Say if you want to use the electromagnetic generator to generate electrical damage against him, you can only use it once. The next time he sees the electromagnetic generator, he will destroy it. So you have to find different ways to kill him, either by attacking him using your gadget, or using your surroundings to your advantage, or using stealth attacks from below, above, or behind him. You also have to be constantly on the move because if Mr. Freeze spots you, he will instantly use his ice blaster against you, which can be very painful. Unfortunately, as much as I'm praising this game, I do have some complaints. The story wasn't fulfilling. Whoa, okay, calm down people, calm down. Put down your pitchforks and torches and hear me out. In the beginning of the game, you have to deal with Joker and you thought that, oh, Joker and Harley Quinn, yay, it's gonna be so epic fighting against them. And then when you get to them, you basically have to fight a bunch of mobs and somehow you lost that fight even though you clearly won. Then Batman has to go fight Hugo Strange and stop Protocol 10, which is to commit a genocide in Arkham City by firing missiles and killing all villains inside. Wow, so scary, this is gonna be epic! And then you climb up the Eiffel Tower, beat down his mobs, and Batman just grabs Hugo Strange and suddenly he dies. I was literally, wait, what? That's it? Really? Then you found out, oh, there is another bigger villain and then he kills himself. Right after that, you have to go kill Joker, so you fight Clayface and then you argue with Joker and then he dies. What? Epic boss fight. See what I mean now? The build up to it was great, but when you get to the encounter with them, the climatic experience falls short. It is so unsatisfying to end up not experiencing that intensity of fighting Joker or Hugo Strange, who has been playing such a vital role in the game since the beginning. If I were to illustrate my excitement of the game in a graph, it would look like this. Besides that, there were also one or two bugs that got into the way, like me getting stuck on the ice here, and the movement controls were kinda wonky for PC players. Sometimes I ended up dying because I ended up doing something I didn't meant to do. Like in this clip, I wanted to glide kick Harley Quinn, but I ended up doing a circus trick instead. But I do have to clarify that the optimization issues in this game were quite minimal and it should run well on any computer these days. Overall, I wouldn't say it was bad at all. I enjoyed my time in Arkham City, though I just wish the pacing of the story would have been more consistent. It started out strong but ended weak. I really wish that more thought would be put into the boss fights and make it a bit more challenging for the players like Mr. Freeze's boss fight. But let's look at the facts. Arkham City came out 2 years and 2 months right after Arkham Asylum back in 2011, while most games take more than 5 years to produce. They also did it with 100 people working behind the scenes, which is kinda understaffed compared to the industry today. That's actually really impressive, and I can definitely see why it got such a high rating because it is seriously well deserved. I wouldn't say that the negatives were that much of an issue, and it's honestly a good game. Either way, I would definitely recommend you guys to buy the game. It was good, and since the Game of the Year edition is quite cheap, might as well get that one. The DLCs were also amazing. You get to play as Robin and get a fresh new take on Batman's abilities since Robin is his apprentice, so you get to try out different mechanics that Robin has. And if you don't want to take the game so seriously, you can always play in the animated form, or play as Catwoman, where you get more Bat Kitty action.
I'm sorry I've been a bad kitty. Untie me, and I'll make it up.
Catwoman best girl.
So let me know if you will be getting this game, and in your opinion, which is your favorite Batman gadget? Let me know in the comment section down below. Sekian, terima kasih.
Sarap, whatever. Please, I want to reach 1 million likes. So please, sarapakara. Yes. Okay, thank you.